in. Predictions are now open in the chat. Place your bets. Who's going to be able to be today's champion? Is it going to be eGGz or is it going to be Erik? Oh boy. The duckling going up against the egg. Which came first, the duck or the egg? We're about to find out. About to find out, Bobby. Keep foreshadowing light. There was a moment where Reason and Donico was the top players. Yeah. Shout out to Mapper SC2. Yo, you're an old school fan, Mapper. Aye. Yeah, I didn't mention Reason. I didn't mention. Oh, but here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire. We have the best player in all of Colombia, papi, representing the Daredevils. It is eGGz. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic of Cosmic Sapphire, going for a 12 pool. We have the Brazil. A 12-11. Oh my god. Going for the 12-11, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. What does his name stand for? It stands for endurance, righteousness, intellect, and kangaroo. It is Erik. Let's go, papi. Let's go. 12-11, you don't see it too often. This is Giga all-in, by the way. This is going to be very committed as Lings are going to be rushing across the map. We're going to have a timing here with Bailings as well. And eGGz went for a hatch gas pool. So, best case scenario. This is the best case scenario for Erik. There's a Bailing nest, by the way. But this is Cosmic Sapphire. This is one of, if not the largest map in the map pool, so it takes longer to move out across the map. There is a higher chance that this will get scouted as well. The first Overlord will miss the Lings and the drones. The second Overlord may be able to catch this in the middle of the map, and it looks like it will. The Lings plus the drones, so eGGz is fully aware of the 12 pool. This looks like a 12 pool Spinecrawler rush, so there we go. Immediately the boys are being pulled. So because it's a 12 pool, we want to defend the hatchery. We don't want to give it up at all here. Erik has to be careful. There we go. The Bailings are being morphed in on the front lines, out of vision of eGGz. Oh my god. It's a 12-11, which means it's actually okay to lose the hatchery. Erik has to end the game with this. eGGz doesn't know that. So pulling the boys the way that he did was a bit of a misstep. A lot of lost mine time for eGGz, but he throws down 2 Spinecrawlers. And there we go. The Bailings are rolling on in. Oh my god, can they get into the mineral line? Can they get in? Meanwhile, the Lings are just chipping away at the army. The Bailings don't go for the drones. They're going for the Lings of eGGz instead. Ooh, and they do find their connections. Oh my god, what was that? 4 or 5 Lings going to be going down. 1 Bailing is left. The Spinecrawlers are going to finish, and they're going to be able to finish off the natural, but we care more about the main base. But the 2 Spinecrawlers have finished. eGGz has a pretty strong defensive line. Erik is droning? What? I've never seen someone drone off of a 12-11 before, not gonna lie. Here we go. The Bailings are on the way. They're being covered by these Spinecrawlers. Pushing up this ramp is gonna be a difficult thing to accomplish, so Erik is just droning. He is content with containing his opponent to 1 base, which is crazy, by the way. 1 Spine is waddling back home. What am I watching right now? Meanwhile, eGGz is hyper committed. He's overreacting. He's throwing down the 3rd Spinecrawler. Oh my god. It's crazy. We do see, there we go. Erik trying to commit on in, but he only has 1 Bailing. It does find a connection. How good is the target firing here? It looks like he gets 3 drones in the end. Oh, and Erik has to back on off. Was that worth it? Did we want to kill 3 drones? Maybe. He also scouts the lair, by the way. eGGz is going for a lair? 1 base. Muta? There's no Roach Warren. What's the lair for? Nidus? No, there's no way. I don't know. I don't know what the plan for the lair is. But the Spinecrawler will eventually be cleaned up, and eventually eGGz will be able to expand back at home. Erik is going for his own hatchery. Meanwhile, the Bailing, oh, so far, doesn't get baited out. Oh, but it will be dead. It will be forced to detonate. Oh god, almost. Casito, papi, casito. I see Emperor Fubu in the chat. This is a build of all time. This is crazy. Just there we go. The spine crawler waddled all the way back home, by the way, and now it's safe and sound. He can defend against a counterattack. We do see that eGGz is slowly leapfrogging his way down the ramp. He will be able to regain control. He's going for one base muta. That's what I thought. I was like, it's got to be a Spire. There's nothing else. He's going for one base muta. He's crazy. They're all crazy. They've lost their my stan loco, papi. Okay, so by the time the Spire finishes, I think we're gonna have around 400 gas. This is I'm being optimistic. 400 gas, so 4 mutas. 4 mutas are gonna be able to get some Overlord kills, not bad. 5 mutas can one-shot drones, bear that in mind. But we do have queens at home. We have 3 queens. We can defend. Oh, this is pretty important. The Ling of Erik saw something very important at the natural as one drone is going to be going down. He saw both gases being taken. With the early lair and with the prioritization of these gases, Erik should be able to piece together that it's mutas, because there's no other reason to take 4 gases this quickly unless we're committed to 2-base Roach. But he should have seen a Roach one when he scouted. That's the thing. There we go. Mutas are on the way. We do have enough for 5 mutas. We just need a little bit more minerals to work with, and there we go. And there is a Roach one behind it. So it looks like eGGz is only going to make 5 mutas, and that's enough to get map control. That's enough to harass, and then he's going to follow it up with a Roach push, which does make plenty of sense. And we'll see how Erik reacts to the mutas as he's going for melee. Why are we going for melee? He's going for Ling Bane. Oh my god. He's crazy. We're committed for Ling aggression. He's going to go for a follow-up Ling Flood, which again is going to be interesting. As the mutas do reveal themselves, there we go. They force spores. Overlords have to turn around and come back home. One Overlord is going to be going down here. If a second Overlord goes down, we're going to be supply blocking Erik. And yeah, we'll see where things go from here. I worry that Erik is going to go for a Ling counterattack and he's going to run into a wall of roaches. Like I do. Oh, sorry, I should also be doing this as well. eGGz does have a 1-0 advantage because he comes from the upper bracket. So in this best of 5, he does have a bit of an advantage here. Here we go. The Lings are going for a counterattack. We have more Lings on the way. The wall is not a wall, bear that in mind. There are no Evo chambers here. The Roach Worm was put in the main base, not at the natural. So these things could do a lot of damage. They can at least deny the 3rd. Yeah, they go for the 3rd. Ooh, and there we go. That canceled just in time. The Lings get the hell out of there. eGGz trying to take a different 3rd base here over towards the left-hand side. Still no wall, so he's still vulnerable to a counterattack. There we go. I love it. He sends one of his spines into his main, recognizing that a run-by is going to happen. Now, there we go. As we say that, the Lings do get into the main base, but we got a spine. Oh, the Queen! We see a full surround. The Queen is going to be going down. The drone as well. It's going to take a little bit longer here for the spine crawler to finish up. Meanwhile, the 3rd is under threat. eGGz is being pulled apart. The mutas come home to defend. Not something we want to be seeing. And once again, Lings in every single base of eGGz, target firing these drones as best they can. Ooh, and a lot of drones are going down. This all gets cleaned up, but now eGGz is far behind in the workers. But he's going to be going for a Roach counterattack, and this is going to be quite powerful. The Roach Horn is still on the way for Erik. That's the problem with going for plus on melee, is that Lings just don't have a lot of longevity in this matchup. Roaches are supreme. And eGGz is going for a massive counterattack. We need to transfuse. Ooh. We do get a couple of transfuses off here, but there may just be too many roaches. The surround comes in. Oh my god, we even have a Baneling rolling on forward as well. The Banelings do connect. The Ravagers get cleaned up, and with our reinforcements, it looks like Erik is able to hold on. Oof. Barely getting another transfuse towards the end there. And There's the +1 range. So again, Erik fully aware that he has to transition into roach play. eGGz still struggling to get a third base up and running because of all these Ling run bys. He just hasn't been able to hold on. And suddenly, eGGz is falling behind in certain aspects. Oh my, we still have +2 melee on the way? Mate. Apparently, Erik still wants to make his Lings, he wants to get value out of them. Speaking of, Lings do slip into the main base. Oh, 2 of them are going to be morphed into some Banelings. Maybe. Nice target firing here. 3 more drones go down. Banelings are being morphed in. eGGz, none the wiser, doesn't take notice. These Lings are going to be going for a bit of a counterattack, but we have a Spine Crawler in position, so these things shouldn't be really... Yeah, they shouldn't be doing anything. They get cleaned up. Banelings are rolling on in, but the Queens do catch them. Ooh, not dealing any damage. And Erik is going to be going for Roach Ling. And this is definitely a good thing for Erik. Why? Because we don't have a Baneling nest for eGGz. To counter Roach Ling, we usually have Roach and like a handful of Banelings. And they force the Lings to back off, because if the Lings of Erik ever commit to a surround on the Roaches of Erik, sorry, on the Roaches of eGGz, yo, these names are too similar, then the Banelings will just deal with them. The Banelings will just detonate and like they'll just be a waste for Erik. Unfortunately, because eGGz skipped the Baneling nest, he doesn't have that option available to him. Immediately, a couple of these Roaches are going to be going down. We have a massive Ling run by head towards the natural base here. I don't like this from Erik. He can't really commit. There we go. He's going to back off with his Roaches, but the Lings are just going all the way into the main. At the same time, another Roach counterattack here at the third base. eGGz is being pulled apart. He just doesn't have the supply to keep up and defend all his bases at once. There's 5 more drones that go down. Again, the target firing is just a little bit... Oh my god, no! Every single drone in the main base is going to go down. And this is going to force eGGz all in. He has to go for a massive counterattack. There's no other way he can come back from this. He does have +2 range. He does have a bit of an upgrade lead here when it comes to Roach versus Roach. Oh, the third base is looking quite exposed here. Erik out of position. Yeah, the hatchery is going to be going down. Good counterattack, but is that the end of the game? Is that it? Is that all that eGGz could do? Because he's getting caught out here by the Roaches of Erik. Sure, he killed the hatchery, but at what cost, Papi? At what cost? At the cost of all your Roaches, mate. Not like this, Papi. Not like this. Oof. Even more Roaches going down. eGGz plummeting in supply. He's down to 29 drones and a handful of Roaches. 8 Roaches. Oof. Again, we had a very wild start to the game. And we had an interesting mid-game as well. Oh. As we see Erik succeeding with his mass harassing style. We don't even have any more Spine Crawlers in the main or in the natural. They've all gone down due to all the constant Ling harassment. And now Erik is going to be working towards one final push. He doesn't have the biggest like worker lead. Like Erik, he doesn't like pressing the drone key, the D key. Okay, he's not about the D. He's about the L. He's about the Lings, about the Roaches, the R's. Oof. And you know what? It works for him. He makes it work, man. It happens. So we go, the Roaches are just flooding on in. GG gets called, and Erik ties up the series 1-1. Oof. After a wild game number 1. Jesus. GG, well played. And we have a series on our hands. I was worried that maybe eGGz would have a little bit too much momentum and just bring it forward here, but no, Erik fights back. Catching up in the chat. Slowy round. We're in 2010. The 6 pool, Papi. The 6 pool. But yeah, 12-11s, they're not common. They had a brief period this year at the start, maybe March of this year, where a lot of Zerg players were doing it. I remember Armani. Sorry, this was last year, 2021. There were a couple of months in 2021 where Armani and Ragnarok were doing nothing but 12-11s in the ESL Open Cups, and they were just trouncing players like a Laser, like Rogue as well. Like, yeah, like there was a brief stint where it was very popular. But nowadays, not as much, just because it's very committed. Like, you're very all in when you do it. But Erik found a way to deal economic damage and transition out of it, which is, again, something you don't really see too often. Oh. Regardless, here we go. We're getting into game number 3. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have our Colombian Zerg player representing the Daredevils. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. He is one of our own. He is Erik. Oh. Aye. There we go. And this time, we're going for some hatch firsts. All around, we have a hatch first here from Erik. We have a hatch first from eGGz as well. Game 1 was crazy enough. We're going to be calming down in game number 2. We're going to be chilling here. Tropical Sacrifice, another large map. Not really ideal to go for an aggressive opener, but yeah, we go into our hatch, gas, and then pool. Standard, buddy, standard. What we expect to be seeing between our players, and we'll see where we go from here. I do think that in a normal standard game, I do think that Erik is God, I keep mixing up their names. I do think that eGGz. Look, it's Saturday, okay? I should be asleep right now. But I do think that eGGz is going to be going for a faster Evo chamber and +1 carapace. We've seen him favor that in the past, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for that here. But we'll see. That's kind of my speculation on how eGGz is going to play. Meanwhile, Erik is a much more aggressive player, does like to hit these earlier timings. And I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for maybe even a two-base Roach opener. Not two-base virtual in, but just an opener to like establish ourselves on 2 bases, eventually take a third. We'll see. We'll see how these two Zerg players do differ from each other on Tropical. Oh, here we go. So far, we're just droning on up. Should be seeing a 3rd base from eGGz, and there we go. Drone is moving out, so we're getting our 3rd base on time, on location. Erik isn't going for his 3rd, and that's our big tell here. That I do think that Erik is going to be playing off of 2 bases for a little bit longer. eGGz just getting his 3rd on time. What we expect in a more standard ZvZ. Azaling's going to bypass each other, and Scout Erik has eyes on the 3rd, by the way, which means shortly we should be seeing some Evo chambers, we should be seeing some Roach Warrens. Erik should be walling off here. We'll see, as he's going to be going for a little bit of a Link Flood to try and apply some pressure to this 3rd. Speaking of, there we go. There's that Evo chamber. We have 20 Lings on the way for Erik, by the way. He really wants to try and punish this 3rd. He really wants to shut it down, maybe even do more than that. Oh. As eGGz, I imagine he's going to be skipping his Bailey Nest. There we go. Evo chamber first from eGGz. Again, this should be for carapace. He should be skipping his Bailey Nest and going straight for, yep, Roach Warren as well. Oh, actually going for a full wall off, scouting and seeing all these Lings coming across the map. Yeah, these Lings shouldn't be doing too much here. Erik has to take this opportunity to drone up, as the 3rd base is going to be going down. Likewise, only 1 queen for DPS, but 1 queen is going to be enough. There we go. There is that 3rd base being killed. Erik now just going to check the wall here. Ooh, going to try and bust through this Evo chamber. Sorry, Roach Warren. Oh my god. The Roach Warren looking a little bit exposed. Forces to cancel. And this is really going to slow eGGz down. He's going for his lair. He's going for +1 melee. Because I think this is a reaction to losing that Roach Warren, by the way. He's the one going for +1 melee. Ah. Meanwhile, Erik is going to be trying to go for these roaches instead. And again, his initial plan was to go for 2-base roach, so he's in a pretty good position, all things considered. He's catching up in drones. There's not really much that eGGz can do to this wall. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting dynamic here. Very similar to Erik versus the Zerglord. Now, something to take note of. Erik, we're missing something. We're missing drones. Erik is at 31 workers, and he's done, by the way. He has finished droning. He is going for a follow-up, very committed push. Roaches and Lings are going to be flooding across the map. And even though it's really cool that we have +1 melee on the way, it's really cool that we have these upgrades. Yeah, eGGz doesn't have a Roach Warren. I think he may just die. He's going for a Spire. He has very little to defend. He has 0 Lings to defend against a Roach push. He's going for a counterattack instead, which makes sense. He has to try and deal some counter damage instead because he cannot hold a candle to these Roaches. And Erik is going to be wasting his time here at the third. I mean, killing the third isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but eGGz is fully ready to defend his natural. And he's going to be able to get away with going for 2-base mutas. I'm sure he wanted a third, but, you know, 2 bases is nothing to scoff at. As Link's going to be moving out across the map as well. eGGz has +1 melee, so he will just completely annihilate the Lings of Erik. Meanwhile, the Roaches, they just run past. They don't even care about the Spine Forest. They don't care. They go all the way in. He sends it, papi. Oh my god. And the surface area is so reduced in the mineral line. The Roaches are going to trade as efficiently as possible. At the same time, the Lings of Erik are going to flood in. The wall is not a wall. Ooh, and the Queen could get surrounded. The Roaches are going to be saved here by the Lings. Oh my god. And despite the upgrade disadvantage that that Erik has, he's breaking through. He's broken the main. Oh, the files as well. Reading the movement there of those workers. The lair is going to be focused down as well. Oh, mutas are going to clean this up eventually, but look at how much damage that's been done. eGGz knocked down to 1 mining base. Even the spawning pool is going to get focused down. So even though we have 1-1 for the Lings of eGGz, he can't make any Lings. Oh, and maybe he won't be able to make any mutas either. Okay, he doesn't go for the Spire in the end. Oh, he wants the Queen. He wants the Queen, papi. He's not going to get it. And how many mutas do we have? 6. 6 mutas. 6 mutas. They're going to get a lot of Overlords. A lot of Overlords are out on the map. They're going to get 3, maybe 4 Overlords. But back at home, Erik has a Hydra Den. He's transitioning into Hydras, papi. And there's no spawning pool, there's no Baneling Nest, there's nothing to deal with Hydras right now. This third base could go down, but Erik doesn't care. He doesn't have the drones to saturate a third. Oh my god. Here we go. The mutas are being focused down. 1 muta goes down, the second, the third as well. And with that, the chances of eGGz having a comeback, of having a harassing force, he's down to 3 mutas. He's trying desperately to double expand. But really, we're just waiting for Hydra speed, and then Erik can just push out across the map. Oh, the mutas are finding some drone damage. Oh, this is actually pretty significant. Actually quite significant here. The Queens have to rotate over to defend. 4 drones go down. Erik's economy is not that good. Like, any drone that falls is that much more impactful here. Hydras are going for a counterattack, but we have a lot of 1-1 Lings. Uh-oh. Here we go, the Lings turn around. If eGGz, if he, like, consolidates his forces, he may be able to take a fight. Never mind. He goes across the map instead. Oh, he's going to be able to get a kill on this third. Likewise, the third of eGGz has gone down. He still has his Spine Forest from earlier. Oh, The mutants are going to try and engage here. Oh, more mutants are going to be going down. Erik having a hard time breaking the natural. Meanwhile, the Lings of eGGz have broken through as well. Erik plummeting in drones, but he's still got the Hydras. And that may be all that matters. Yeah, once again, he just doesn't care. He goes straight into the main. He just doesn't care, Papi. Ugh. As the Hydras take control of the main, the Lings also flood in to support the Hydras in said main base. Every time. eGGz once again gets knocked down to one base economy. And oh my god, the Hydras can hit the Spire! They don't even have Hydra range. Oh, that's insane. The Spire is gonna go down. We don't really have any tech at all for eGGz. He does have a couple of banelings on the way, but they just now started. Oof. And here we go, potentially the final engagement. Erik getting behind the mineral line. Banelings have morphed in. They're going to be rolling in, but the splits, Papi, the splits are just a little bit too good. One Hydra goes down to the mains. And there's only one spine remaining. Ugh. Ugh. And that's going to be all she wrote. You know, eGGz, he's trying to fight his heart out. He wants to survive. He wants to make it. But GG gets called. And Erik takes game number 3. Technically game 2, but you know. He takes a 2-1 lead. Oh, that's the wrong button. GG. Oh my god. Oh. And Erik is one game away. One game from taking the series, from becoming our Sentimiento Latino champion for number 142. He's so close. So close. Can he pull it off? We'll see. We'll see, mate. I believe in our boy. Mate, he's a duckling. I've got to believe. As we're going to be getting ready here. Here we go. GLHF game number 4. Potentially the final game of the series. It's going to be on Inside and Out. Wow. It's been wild, mate. It's been wild. It's not the main anymore, it's his pocket base. True. As we are going to be continuing this series and spawning in the top right hand corner of Inside and Out here in the grand finals of Sentimiento Latino 142, we have the best player in all of Colombia representing the Daredevils. It is eGGz. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Inside Now, we have his opponent, the Brazilian Zerg player representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Oh my god. Going for a 15 pool. He went for the extractor trick, by the way, to go for a bit to make an extra drone and still go for an earlier pool. So very interesting opener here, but at the same time, eGGz is going for a hatch first. We have 15 pool into a gas into hatchery. This is very aggressive here from Erik. I think he wants to go for another roach opening. I think he's going to go for a 3 roach push again. We'll see. He's crazy. Hold on. I need to put this in the. I'll put it in the chat later. But so eGGz is going for a standard hatchcats pool. Again, nothing too crazy. It's what we saw in Tropical Sacrifice. It's what we've seen from eGGz every game this series. It's standard. With this opener, you should be able to defend against anything. But Erik is making 6 lings with his pool first, and I'm really curious to see what he uses this gas on. I'm really curious to see if he banks up and if he throws down another roach warren. So these pool gas openers are really scary because they look like pool firsts. And oh, there we go. We see what it's for. It's for Ling speed. So he's not going for the Roach Warren. Pool firsts are basically a safe way to open because they defend against 12 pools and they defend against 13 12s and they defend against 12 11s. And you have Lings early on to work with, and they are revealed to eggs, and they're going to force a reaction. They're designed to maybe get some drone kills, and that's it. That's all you have to worry about. Eggs should be able to deal with this without too much of an issue, especially with his queens on the way, especially with drone micro. What's scary is the follow-up, because Erik is getting Ling speed at a really early timing that is very unexpected. It is not typical at all when it comes to pool first openers. So I imagine he's going to be looking to go for a Ling flood. Yep, there we go. Ling speed is on the way. He hasn't made a drone in a while. He is stuck at 18 workers, by the way. He is going to hit and try and surprise eggs with this timing. As I say that, he drones up a little bit more. Okay. Never mind. Regardless, the Lings are going to be moving out across the map. Ling speed is about to kick in, and he is looking to clean up all the Lings of eggs and go for a counterattack. But at the same time, eggs is also making his own Lings as well. So we're going to have Ling versus Ling. No banelings. But there we go. All these Lings get caught out. Erik hitting with a bit of a faster timing. Oh boy. And Erik is going to be playing on the knife's edge here, because if Erik loses too many of his Lings, he's going to trigger a counterattack, and he doesn't have a Baneling nest to defend back at home. Meanwhile, he's focusing down the hatchery. That's a kill, not a cancel. Oh my god. Eggs, mate, this is a mistake that we cannot afford right now. A mistake that is a little bit uncharacteristic from Eggs to not cancel that hatchery. 300 minerals go down the drain. Meanwhile, back at home, I was worried about a counterattack. I still am. And Erik has nothing to defend, so he fully walls off. We should see a cancel. Kill, not a cancel. Not as impactful as losing a hatchery, but nonetheless, he has lost an Evo chamber. More Lings are flooding on in. We have more Lings behind this, by the way. Eggs wants to break on in and end the game with pure Ling. And Erik, he has 5 roaches on the way, but the roach warren is about to go down. We have a second wall behind us. There we go. The roach warren falls, and Eggs backs off for now, because he's making more Lings, by the way. He's not stopping. He's not stopping, pup. He's not stopping. Ah! Oh my god. The Evo chamber is going to be going down. We do see a forced cancel on these Evos as well. Erik, does he realize how much danger he's in? He needs to wall. If he doesn't wall, it's over. Oh god. There we go. There's the Evo chamber, but I think it's a little bit too late. Yep, it is too late. The Lings, they come on in. Erik trying his hardest to stutter step backwards. The queen comes down from the main. He's trying desperately to re-wall. Drones are falling left and right. The roaches are getting surrounded as well. It looks like Eggs may have just done it. Erik didn't take it seriously. He didn't have an Overlord in position. He didn't have an Overlord to scout the main attack path. And as a result, he was completely caught off guard by the Lings. Yeah. There's nothing really that Erik can do here. He can make defensive Lings. He can fight in the mineral line. He can fight with his drones. That's what he has to do right now. Oof. Erik still has a worker lead. You know, bear that in mind. He has the defender's advantage. He's actually doing a great job at buying time. The queen comes out. Yo, with the queen, he defends. Oh, but can he hold on to his natural, though? Can he hold on to the natural, papi? Ugh. I don't know if he really can, to be honest. A lot of Lings just went down for free. Erik just hasn't really been trading too well at all. He's just buying time. He's just trying to buy time, but he's forced to fight, loses all of his Lings. Ugh. Yeah, and the hatchery's gonna be going down behind this. Eggs is working his own third base. Roaches come out, but they immediately get surrounded. Again, all Erik had to do was wall off. He just had to wall. GG gets called, and we are going to the ace match. Let's go. Ah. GG, well played. Erik, as you saw, I was trying to show his map vision there. He had an Overlord at the triangular third. He had an Overlord at the linear third. He didn't have an Overlord in the middle of the map. So he didn't know that eGGz was continuing to flood Lings. He didn't know that Lings just were keeping on coming across the map. So Erik didn't know that he had to wall off. He didn't know that there was so much pressure on him to wall off to survive. So the eGGz did a really great job at abusing the lack of map vision there from Erik, and we're going all the way to the ace match, to game number 5. Oh boy. This can still go either way. I don't know how it's gonna end. Let's go. Vámonos. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the final game of the grand finals here. The grand finals of Sentimiento Latino 142. We have the Colombian Zerg player representing the Daredevils. It is eGGz. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Data Under the Sea, we have his opponent, the best Zerg player in all of Brazil, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. This is it. The final game, papi. This is where it all ends. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a pretty chaotic ZvZ, and honestly, that's the best kind of ZvZ. Look, we don't want to get into these slow, methodical, 3-base Roach versus Roach plays. Nah, mate, nah, it's not about that. It's about the Ling aggression, the Bane aggression, the melee timings, the mutas, the everything that we've seen. Even the Roach openers. It's been crazy. But here in the ace match, we have a gentleman's agreement. Both players, hatch gas pool. This is the first time this series. Second time. I think it happened on Tropical as well. Second time this series that Erik has gone for a hatch gas pool. eGGz has done it every game so far, so Erik is going to be calming down here in the early game. He's not going to be going for any kind of crazy fast Ling speed timing or Roach timing or Baneling or any of that. No. We're droning. We're all about the D right now. Oh. Vámonos. And here we go. Where shall things progress from here? I imagine eGGz is going to be going for his third base sometime as well. I don't think we've seen eGGz go, even in the previous ZvZs that we've casted, eGGz versus the Zerg Lord. We haven't seen eGGz go for 2-base Roach play. It just doesn't seem to be something he's too fond of. We've seen him go 2-base Muta, but like he was kind of forced into that scenario earlier on Cosmic, so I don't want to put that on him too much. Same can be said on Tropical, to be fair. But here we go as Erik, oh my god, is going for a very fast Roach Warren. He skips Ling speed entirely, and he's even going for a second Gas Geyser as well. So initially, I assumed he was going to be going for a 3 Roach push. We've seen him do this a couple of times. But this late, I don't think that's on the cards. I think he's going to be going for something else. We'll see. Gas Geyser has been taken. We see a couple of Lings going to be chipping away at this third hatchery. Just looking to be a little bit annoying. Poking and prodding. How many Roaches are going to be made here? Roach Warren is now done. Erik has a decision to make. He does immediately saturate his hatchery. Yeah, he's going for more. 5 Roaches are on the way. This is going to be a very surprising attack from Erik. Oh my god, somehow. Oh my god, trading incredibly efficiently here. As Ling speed finally kicks in. And just trading his heart out here. 4 Lings for 4 Lings, despite eGGz having a Ling advantage. Bear that in mind. Roach is going to be pushing out. eGGz will have a lot of Lings to work with here, as he's working on +1 carapace. But is it going to be enough? roaches on low numbers, they can be surrounded, they can be abused by mass ling. So I worry a little bit for Erik here, as this is all spotted by the overlords of eGGz. No. Here we go. eGGz gonna be trying to hold on to his third base. How good is the positioning for Erik? Can he nuzzle his way in against the wall? No, he cannot. Oh, we see a pseudo surround. It looks like a couple of these roaches are in a decent position. We have more reinforcements coming on in, but I don't think Erik has enough. It's looking to be quite close here. A couple of Ravagers are being morphed in, and wow, with the inclusion of the Ravagers, Erik takes the fight. But we still have more Lings on the way. We have many more Lings where that came from. Reinforcements have dried up for Erik. And it looks like he is going to be cleaned up. Yeah, he didn't trade too poorly here, but eGGz only lost Lings and Erik lost Roaches at that. Again, eGGz had just so much foresight, so much preparation to deal with that. And I don't think that was really worth it at all for Erik. He is going to be fully walling off here on 2 bases. Once again, we have a Ling counterattack at the same time. Erik, he's going for his own counterattack. He's going to be able to catch a queen. Wow, not bad here. Not a bad pickoff. Lings are going to be able to run past. They're going to be cleaned up though. And Erik is forced to stay on 2 bases. He's ahead in the workers, but he's behind in the bases. I'm sure he would have loved to have killed this hatchery, but now that it's up and running, eGGz definitely has the advantage. Oh my god. And he's going for a pretty massive counterattack, mate. There we go. The wall is no longer a wall. The Lings are getting a full surround here. Boys have to be pulled. Things are going from bad to worse. Erik, once again, not taking this Ling counterattack seriously. And this may just be too much. 10 drones have gone down. Ooh, and counting. Erik losing so many workers, and it's so difficult to come back from this situation. In a mirror matchup, he's going into a Spire. And if he had 2 base economy, I think he'd be okay, but this really eats into his gas count, and this eats into his overall muta count as well. Erik, he's up against a brick wall right now. eGGz once again investing a lot in Lings. I don't like this second wave. I think eGGz could be saturating his third, when at the moment he's trying to bust down the wall again. Don't know if that's the wisest choice. As we see an Overseer diving on in, and yeah, eGGz is going to be able to get a full scout of the main base. Erik has done such a great job at coming back in this series and bringing it all the way to the ace match, but when you're going 2 base muta, and especially when you get scattered like this, like, I don't see a world where he can do too much. Erik is going to be transitioning into Roaches. Erik has to do something to deal some economic damage to eGGz. He has to somehow get into the mineral lines, somehow get drone kills, somehow get queen kills at that. Mutas are going to help, but eGGz should be, yeah, he's throwing down spores, and he's getting into a Hydra Den. Like, he is responding beautifully to what he scouted. Not like this, Papi, not like this. Mutas, they're gonna be able to clear this up. You know, it's okay. But the Eva Chamber is going to be going down, and the Lings are going to be flooding in right after that as well. eGGz going for the 1-2 punch. There we go. The wall has been broken. And once again, we see a full surround. The Ravagers are going to be getting their biles off as well. Spinecrawler coming in clutch, though. Erik, can he hold on without losing any drones? It looks like he will. Ooh. So eGGz definitely overextending here, and this is a way for Erik to come back. He's not back yet. The mutas still have a lot of work to do. They, you know, pick off some overlords, pick off some drones, whatever they can, if they can. But you know, Erik taking that fight, he's okay. he's alive. He's living his best life. Oh, not if he loses the queen though. Oh my god, Jesus. There we go. He takes down a spore. Takes down another spore. That's a kill, not a cancel. You know, he's doing something, but at the same time, cannot get a third base up and running. Oh, and he lost the muter as well. Yeah, as much as I want Erik to come back and at least make it an even game, he still has a bit of a ways to go. He's still behind 24 workers. Eggs, he can get into his Evo upgrades from here if he really wanted to. He can get into 2-2. He's getting into a Hydra Den. He's getting into range as well for his Hydras. The world is his oyster. The world is his egg. And sure, a couple of lings are being shaved off here and there, but yeah, we're waiting for something else. And unfortunately, we see another massive ling run by here towards the third base. We're going to be seeing another surround on these roaches. Again, X is throwing away a lot of lings, so I do worry a little bit for him that he's being a little bit too wasteful. But they're things, you know. We're just burning minerals at this point. We're not burning any gas. As the roach Hydra count back at home is just getting higher and higher, we can afford to lose lings. We even see a lurker den on the way. Hydra lurker. Oh. Erik trying his hardest to recover. Getting his third base finally up and running. Or finally up. Still not running. Trying to saturate it, working on his drones. But eGGz is about to max out, and yeah, it may just be too much as he moves out across the map. The muters are going to get caught out as well. Ooh, every muter going to be going down here. One muter survives. Only one. And Roach Hydra isn't the best composition, but it's better than what Erik has. Erik has slightly better upgrades, don't get me wrong, but I think eGGz may just morph every single one of these Hydras into a lurker. Like, there's no reason not to do that. As ooh, we see a massive ling run by. This is going to be completely pulling Erik apart right now. The third base is going to be going down as well. Erik just doesn't have the supply to defend both places at once. The wall was just not a wall. Bios are going to be connecting, and Erik is taking a decent fight here, but GG gets called. It's not going to be enough. eGGz is going to be your Sentimiento Latino champion. GG. It went all the way to the ace match, and again, we had a wild time here. We had a lot of fun. My boy Erik couldn't quite do it in the end. eGGz was just a little bit too solid, a little bit too strong. I say that, I think it did come down to Erik more than once just underestimating the power of the ling, the power of the ling flood, and how much eGGz would invest and commit to it. Yeah, a couple of games there, you know, Erik just wasn't taking it seriously enough. And yeah, GG gets called. Congratulations, eGGz. Congratulations on winning the final Sentimiento Latino of the year. And congratulations, Erik, on getting second place for the final Sentimiento Latino of the year. Erik doesn't play in too many of these. I think this is his first time playing in all of 2022. He's not very active. But yeah, it was really cool to see Erik once again and make it all the way to the grand finals at that. And more importantly, make a good grand finals out of it as well. I know sometimes some finals can be a little bit underwhelming. Sometimes they can be a little bit one-sided. But I feel like this time, nah, it was anything but. Anything but. So yeah, GG, well played to our players. And that wraps us up for this broadcast. We are going to be having another cast later on tonight. We're going to be playing in a World Team League. The Ducklings are going to be playing against Good Game Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. So we featured Erik here today in this weekly tournament, and tonight in World Team League we're going to be featuring Vindicta, PattyMac, and Dolan as they're going to be facing off against Radita, Dream, and who's the third player? I think Nice. Radita, Dream, and Nice. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I believe Nice is playing against PattyMac, Dream is playing against Dolan, and Vindicta is playing against Radita. So going to be a pretty competitive team league match. That will be in how many hours? 6 hours, I believe. No, sorry. Other way. 8 hours. In 8 hours, we'll be back with World Team League. I know it's not at the best time for North and Latin America. I know it's not ideal. But if you're there, if you are available, then check us out. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. World Team League broadcasts are always great, and I'll have a co-caster as well. Unfortunately, I didn't have a co-caster for Sentimiento Latino. I usually don't unless it's someone from the Americas like Milk or Darking or Yoda. So I do apologize for having to solo cast. My throat is going to suffer as a result. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, we are going to be sending our love elsewhere. Oh, we got some options. We definitely have some options. And we are going to be giving a bit of a raid. I'm tempted to raid Jadolf, but Asher is live as well. So we're going to be raiding Asher. He's probably going to be raiding Jadolf afterwards. Some great players there. Over in the land of Australia. So yeah, give them some love, give them some support. Until then, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I hope you enjoyed some Latin American StarCraft. Again, this was the last Sentimiento Latino for the year. It will maybe be coming back next year. There's no confirmation of that. We still need a little bit of time for OSC to really consider how they want things structured. I know a lot of people are waiting for ESL for like confirmation on how things are going to be going and how the EPT is going to look structured wise next year. So we're all just kind of waiting with bated breath. But there's a lot of good things on the horizon, you know. There's ZvZ, there's a new patch, there's a new map pool. There's so much still to come, still to come with StarCraft. Oh. So yeah, GG, well played. With that, thank you so much everyone for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, bye.